You are breathing right now. Not thinking about it, just doing it the way you always do. Air in, lungs take what they need, air out, 12 to 16 times a minute, and it has done this since the day you were born. The air is roughly 420 parts per million carbon dioxide. That number has been climbing for 150 years, and it matters, but not today. Today, for once, carbon dioxide is not the number to watch. The number to watch is the one that almost never moves. Oxygen, 21%, close to this for hundreds of thousands of years. Your hemoglobin saturates at it. Every system in your body that burns fuel to stay alive was tuned over deep evolutionary time to exactly this number. Now, what happens if that number is 35, 359 million years ago? The Carboniferous begins. Not the age of dinosaurs, that is still to come, and almost recent by comparison. Something else, something that, at first glance, looks like it could almost be home. Every lump of coal that runs industrial civilization was buried here. Your car, the power station, the fuel under your floor, all of it is this period, running in reverse. What these forests spent 60 million years locking into the ground, we are releasing in about 150 years. But first, you need to stand in it. You are standing at the edge of a swamp forest. Forest barely covers it. Lepidodendron, club moss relatives, not true trees, tower 50 meters up, their trunks photosynthetic from root to crown, patterned in a diamond lattice of leaf scars, with no branching until the very top. Nothing braces them like hardwood. They are held up by something closer to a compressed shell. This lineage never repeats. Nothing like it exists again. The swamp beneath is dark, warm, chest deep in places. Something is moving in it. Then something crosses your field of vision and your brain reaches for bird, the largest flying thing it has a category for. It isn't. Birds are 150 million years away. It is a dragonfly, Meganeura, wingspan 70 centimeters, and it banks and settles on the bark 3 meters above you. It hunts by sight, insects mostly, the odd small amphibian. You are too large to register as worth the effort. It just watches the way dragonflies do. Then you breathe in. The air is extraordinary. Not wrong, the way the Cambrian's air was wrong. This feels right, in a way you have never felt. More oxygen in this one breath than your lungs have ever met. Your blood saturates almost instantly. Your heart eases off because it doesn't have to work for what your tissues need. Your thoughts come faster. If you picked up a rock right now, you'd throw it further than you ever have. Geochemist Robert Berner spent decades reconstructing exactly this number from the isotope record. His GEO carb-self model puts carboniferous oxygen at 30 to 35%, the highest it has ever been before or since. You are standing inside his data. Hold the feeling though, because oxygen is also a corrosive. The thing rusting iron, browning an apple, aging every cell in your body across a lifetime. Your mitochondria manage it with antioxidant systems calibrated over hundreds of millions of years for 21%. At 35, you're flooding those cells with more reactive oxygen than they were built to clear. Clinicians see this in miniature, pure supplemental oxygen causes lung inflammation within hours. You are not in acute danger here, but every hour in this air is aging you faster than it should. The euphoria is real. It is also the warning sign. There's a sound, low and distant, before you understand it. Thunder. A storm front, somewhere behind the canopy. At home, lightning hits a living forest and the fire usually starts small and stops. Wet vegetation slows it. Not here. Above roughly 25% oxygen, wet organic matter burns, not just dry wood in a drought. Wet moss, wet fern, the sodden root mat at the swamp's surface. Paleobotanist Andrew Scott has spent a career reading this directly out of the rock. Fossil charcoal appears in Carboniferous strata again and again, not as a rare event, but as a persistent layer, over and over across 60 million years. Fire was not an occasional visitor to this ecosystem. It was a fixture of it, the way rain is a fixture of yours. Lightning strikes the canopy behind you. Within a minute there is smoke. It will not travel slowly. It will not wait for you to work out where it's coming from. This forest evolved to survive it by flying or burrowing or being fast. You are none of those things. You move for open ground. You reach the clearing and stop. Something large is moving through the leaf litter to your left. Arthropleura. Call it a millipede if the word can stretch that far. Over 2.5 meters of overlapping armored segments, legs rippling in an unhurried ripple. It's a herbivore, ambling the tree line with no natural predator in sight, and it is the largest land arthropod that will ever live. Nothing surpasses it. The reason it can be this size is the reason Meganeura can span 70 centimeters. Insects don't have lungs. They breathe through tubes that carry oxygen to their tissues by diffusion. And diffusion has a ceiling. The bigger the body, the less oxygen reaches its center. Biologist Robert Dudley worked out the physics of that ceiling and showed how far 35% oxygen pushes it outward. The same air that is quietly aging your cells is the air that built this animal. In the water, early sharks, unfamiliar shapes, but sharks, amphibians, working the margin between the dark water and the roots. And somewhere among them the first amniotes, small, unremarkable, lizard-like ancestors of everything that will ever walk dry land without returning to water to breed. They are not in charge here. The arthropods are. Somewhere in the canopy, a scorpion the size of a large dog is wedged into a fork of a trunk. You don't see it. It sees you. You are not going to die in the next hour. That's the honest answer. The air is breathable. The heat is tropical but manageable. Nothing here evolved to hunt something your size. What you are doing over hours and days is quietly accumulating damage. Early oxygen toxicity in your lungs, reactive oxygen species outrunning your antioxidants, DNA taking hits it wouldn't take at home. The acute risk isn't the atmosphere, it's fire. Not a theoretical one, a probable one, given how regularly this forest burns and how constant the oxygen is that lets it. If a front moves through while you're in open swamp with no high ground and no read on which way it's tracking, that is how this ends. The Carboniferous doesn't kill you in the first minute, or dramatically in the first hour. It kills you eventually, with a fire you probably didn't see coming, in air that felt extraordinary right up until it didn't. Step back from the swamp. These forests will burn and regrow and sink into their own peat for 60 million years. For a long time, the standard story was that they could only pile up this deep because nothing had yet evolved to rot them. That fungi hadn't invented the enzymes to break down lignin, so dead wood simply stopped decaying and stacked up instead. It's a good story. Paleobotanist Kevin Boyce and his colleagues checked it against the actual timing of fungal evolution and found the dates don't line up. Lignin degrading fungi were already around. The coal piled up anyway because these swamps buried plant matter faster than anything, fungus included, could keep pace with. Every seam in Appalachia, in Yorkshire, in the Ruhr Valley, in Siberia, is this swamp, these trees, compressed under heat and pressure for hundreds of millions of years. In 1776, James Watt's steam engine starts uncorking it. By 1910, 1 billion tons a year. By now, hundreds of billions total. You are breathing right now, too. Except some of what's in that breath is carbon. These forests spent 60 million years pulling down and burying, and we are handing it back in about 250.